grateful. I'm so thankful to be here. Today's talk is on love, 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 love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Our sharing will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our singing will change the world. I said, love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Okay. That's an old tune from Agape, Ricky Byers, and the Agape choir. We used to sing that, and that was in my heart today. So I'm singing it to you. So grateful you guys are here. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's talk is on love. And before I get into today's talk on love, I want to talk to you about how much I love Rythmia. Rythmia is a life advancement center. Hello, in Guanacaste, Costa Rica, where I've had the great pleasure of being of service for the last 7+ years. And every week there's a retreat at Rythmia where people are coming to partake in an expansion of love, for sure. And the way we expand our love is first by, cleaning up the stuff within us. It doesn't allow us to love ourselves. And then we get to move out. And Rythmia is a beautiful place to clean up. So clean up all that isn't you, so that the true brilliance of your love and your heart and your authentic self can shine through. And then you can share that with the world. So if you have any questions about Rythmia, go to the website, send me a direct message. But that's what it's all about. So now, more love. Today's talk, Walking the Path number 3, is about expanding love, sacred relationships, and divine connection. And this is our third talk in a series on love for February, the month of love. And I want to remind you, last week we talked about love in action. And love is something we embody, not just something we feel. It's not just a feeling, it's an embodiment. And compassion, forgiveness, and connection are how we put that love into practice. That was last week's talk. Today's talk, expanding love, this theme is that love is not meant to be contained. It's meant to grow. It's meant to expand. It's meant to evolve. And today we're exploring the sacred relationships and love as sacred relationship, love as divine, how love moves through us, between us, and beyond us. So that's kind of the theme of today's talk. And I'm super happy you're here. Thank you for coming. So the first section, love as expansion. Love is not meant to be limited. It is a force, a vibration, a frequency that grows when shared. It grows when cultivated, just like a seed. It's inherently who we are. But like anything, the seed has an inherent truth about it. The avocado tree seed is going to be an avocado tree. It's not going to be an apricot tree. It has a truth about it, but it's all in there, but it's not revealed yet. It's not expressed. It requires cultivation. And that cultivation is our spiritual practice. It's going to retreats. It's doing breath work and meditation. It's listening to talks. It's reading good books. It's being in community. It's being in connection, in relationship. And so love is inherently within us. We have to cultivate it. And it starts from within. It starts with self-love. You know that old saying, you can't love anybody until you love yourself? It's so cliche, but it's true, right? It's freaking true. You can't love when we can't receive love. We can't really give love from a place of true love unless we love ourselves. Otherwise, we're giving love to get love, which isn't real love. It's manipulation and coercion, really. It's giving to get. And then as we really begin to love ourselves, clean up the gook and grime and cultivate the love seed within us, it begins to move outward and it reflects in our relationships. And then finally expands infinitely, which is divine love, which is the seed that's in us. And it's like it's growing out of us as we cultivate it. so frequently, there's 3 levels of relationship. Reverend Michael talks about this, 3 levels of relationship. There's coercion, you better do this or I'm not going to do that. There's negotiation, which is, a little better than coercion, but it's still on the same kind of vibration, which is like, okay, you do this and I'll do that, and then we'll be okay. And the third highest form of relationship is I am bringing my own joy, my own love. I'm cultivating that within myself and I'm bringing it to the relationship. I'm not getting something from the relationship. I'm bringing it to the relationship, and my partner is bringing it to the relationship, and our love amplifies and expands. So we think of love as give and take, but true love is an act of infinite flow. The more we give, the more we receive. But we're giving from an infinite supply of love that's within us. We're not giving to get love. We're giving because it's coming up from within us. That requires cultivation, that requires our work. And when we align with the love as our highest expression, the of ourselves, the most authentic expression of ourselves, we invite deeper connection into our lives because we're being authentic. And people feel that. I know that you feel that when people are just themselves, even if it's a little like, oh my God, I could never be that, but I love that person because they're just themselves, right? That's something in them that we see that we want to emulate. I want to emulate when I see that. So love isn't something that we seek. It's really something that we surrender to from within. It's a surrender from within. And so where are you? Where am I limiting love in our lives? Where in my life am I limiting love? And how can I allow it to expand? How can I really allow this to expand? Love is a mirror. Relationships, sacred relationships. Relationships are sacred mirrors, reflecting and revealing the areas within us that are seeking to be healed. And every relationship, whether it's romantic, familial, or friendship, it's a mirror for healing and growth. And love in relationship isn't just about connection. It's about expansion and evolution. That as we cultivate this within us, and that cultivation requires our introspection, our seeing where we're limiting love, where old patterns of fear, doubt, worry, lack, limitation, and not enoughness are covering up our ability to be really ourselves, our fear of rejection based on the opinions and judgments of others, based on our opinions and judgments about others, and based on our opinions and judgments about ourselves, all limit the connection and expansion of love within us. So true love isn't about possession. It's about freedom and acceptance and mutual growth. This is a huge point. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key to love. Acceptance is really love. It's the only thing that heals. Acceptance is the only thing that heals. Judgment and condemnation, limitation do not heal. True love is about freedom, and freedom in true love, freedom of true love is in essence accepting what life gives us. Can I accept what life gave me as it is? Not saying that we have to stay resigned to it being that way. But if I can accept life as it's given, then I can choose what I want to do. What am I going to do about it? What do I want? Okay, this is what was given to me. What do I want? What do I want to create out of this? It's a whole reversal from victimhood. This is what life gave me. It's like, okay, this is what life gave me. Now, what am I going to do? How am I going to grow? How am I going to expand? How am I going to create? I'm a creator, not a creature. You're a creator, not a creature. It's time we remembered who we really are. Kings and queens, noble, sentient beings with all the power that created all the heavens and all the earth within us. So freedom is that an acceptance and mutual growth are the foundations of love. Love can only exist in freedom. In essence, I accept you as you are, and I accept myself as I am. How life has been given to me, I accept it. I'm not resigned to it. And from that level of acceptance, then I can grow and expand. And expanding love in relationships, for example, means releasing expectations, releasing judgment, and allowing love to flow naturally. I just had a really interesting experience this week with an individual who, I was working with this person and she's really beautiful and really funny. Every time we'd start to work, together, she would shut down, and I kept trying to get in, and I wasn't accepting her as she was. It's like, okay, oh, no, I can see she's closed. I can see she's, and so how am I going to get in? How am I going to open her up? How? And that fundamentally was not loving. And it finally clicked. Accept her just as she is. Absolute acceptance. There's nothing wrong. And I was coming from, I know she's closing down. There's a wall. How can I break through that wall? How can I get through that wall? Let me ask this question. And then she was just like, the more you ask, the more the wall goes up. And finally, it was like, dong, acceptance. Acceptance gives her the freedom to be herself and to really love her as she is. Taking life as it's given and accepting it. And there was an opening. Then the opening came. Didn't really like what I would expect or want with like other people that I work with, where it's like they open up, they're like, oh my God, that was amazing, right? None of that happened. But just her experiencing herself as being accepted just as she is, with no like trying to change her, was huge. Huge for me and huge for her. So it was great. So expanding love in relationships means at that level, releasing expectation and allowing love to flow naturally. It's as if we can say, I leave you free to be yourself, to do what you want, to act in the ways you think are best, to follow your inclinations, to do what you want. I love you. That's real love. Love can only exist in freedom. So as we communicate with honesty and vulnerability and care, and recognizing that maybe the experience that I had with this individual as a client wasn't what I wanted it or expected it to be, but giving up that expectation is recognizing that's not failure. I didn't fail. She didn't fail. We didn't fail. It was an opportunity for growth. Life as it was given, I accepted it. I accepted her. And this was an opportunity for growth. It wasn't failure at all. So sacred relationships are not about completing each other, or fixing each other, or figuring out how to connect with the other. It's really about awakening each other, just as we are. So ask yourself, how can I show up in my relationships as love rather than seeking love? How can I show up in my relationships as acceptance? How can I just accept as what life is giving me without trying to change it? And then from that point, growth and expansion occur. So the third aspect of this conversation is that love is beyond the personal, right? It's beyond, it's not just between people, it's the very fabric of existence. Ernest Holmes says love is the lodestone of life. And the mystical teachings say that love and law are the two foundational pieces of the universe. Love, as the consciousness of the divine, expresses itself out of its fullness, not out of lack, not out of loneliness, out of its, I'm overflowing. And the Big Bang occurs, and the law, then the law is there are universal principles, universal laws, and the universe is lawful and loving. And sometimes the lawfulness seems like it's not loving, but that's free will. Dig this. So I have free will. I can do what I want. God doesn't care. Like, God's just love, unconditional love. Not that God doesn't care. Not that this creative intelligence doesn't care. It's that this creative intelligence loves me, loves you without condition. So whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you're loved, period. Now, however, we make choices in life. And those choices, there's laws, law of cause and effect, law of circulation, law of attraction. These are universal principles. And so if I make a choice And that choice, then there's an inevitability to the law. So I might be experiencing something that doesn't feel loving. You go, well, God, how can this be? If God loves me, why is this happening? Well, I made a choice. I had free will, and I'm experiencing the consequences of that choice. The result, the effect of my choice, that was my free will. And now the law comes in, and I'm going to receive what I give, give and get, give and receive. So love is not just an emotion. Um, it's a frequency that we align with from our higher selves. The universe doesn't hear us. It feels us. The universe doesn't speak English. It doesn't speak Spanish or Arabic or Russian or Swahili or Hebrew. It speaks frequency and vibration. And when we align with that frequency and vibration from our highest self, we get to expand this unconditional, eternal, and ever-present love that's always there, like the seed. It's in us. It requires cultivation. So as we do our inner work, we then can love ourselves. Then we can actually love another. And then from there, we expand out to divine love, which is that alignment with our higher self, with the eternal broadcast of love, as Reverend Michael talks about. So how do we connect with divine love? It's seeing the sacred in everyday moments, recognizing the divine in others, recognizing the divine everywhere. I was recently on a nature walk with a group of people, and we walked through this estuary, and it was beautiful. And we come upon this place where there was a bunch of trash. Some people, construction workers from the area, had come and just left like plastic bottles and beer cans, and it's like, well, if God is all there is and everything is God, can I see the divine even in the trash? Can I see? Obviously, we want to clean up the trash, but if God is all there is, if the principle is that God is omniscient, omnipotent, omniactive, and omnipresent, omniscient, all knowledge is the knowledge of God. All knowledge is a divine mind. Omnipotent, that's omnipotent is all powerful. All the power that exists in all the heavens and all the earth is God. Omnipresent, everywhere present in its fullness. So if it's everywhere present in its fullness, then that's the activity of God. That's the presence of God, even in the plastic 2-liter bottle on the side of the estuary. And omni-active, meaning every activity is the activity of God. So that trash there was an opportunity for us to participate in cleaning up Pachamama. It was an opportunity for us as a group to also accept who we are as humans, and that we're connected to everything and everyone. So we can't condemn those people. Oh, those construction workers, leaving their trash. We're so much better, oh, we're one, and that's part of our consciousness. What can we do to raise the consciousness so we can see now that seeing the sacred in everything, seeing through the form to the essence of God, the essence of love, the essence of the presence in everything, and in others, especially when it's difficult. Love, love, love everyone. Love when it's hard to love, especially when it's hard to love. And then our loving will change the world. So we get to surrender control and trust in the greater intelligence of love. Can I trust that trash in the beautiful estuary? Can I see that there's this giving up the control and trusting that there's a greater intelligence of love behind everything, that its activity is the activity of us cleaning up the estuary. It's the activity of us not being so freaking judgmental about the people who left it. It's the activity of us seeing that we're actually connected to everyone and everything. And if we lift our consciousness, we're lifting all consciousness. The more we align with divine love, the more we become a vessel for it, the more we become a channel of love. Make me a channel of your love. Make me a channel of your peace. Those were the Beatitudes, I believe. Or no, that was the prayer of St. Francis. Make me a channel of your love. Make me a channel of your peace. How can I expand my experience of love beyond my personal relationships? How can I be a beneficial presence on the planet? So, to kind of look at our talk today on expanding love. We talked about love as a force that expands, not something we need to hold on to, that relationships are mirrors for growth and healing, and that divine love is ever present, everywhere, all the time, when we open our hearts to it. So some questions to think about, or a question to think about, is where in my life can I allow love to expand? Where in my life can I allow love to expand? The more love we give, the more love we become. And so it's not about giving and receiving. As we become love, we're automatically attracting love. We can't have in our physical experience that which we cannot become in consciousness. So if I want more love, I have to embody it in my consciousness. The more love we become, the more love I give, the more love I become. And that becoming is the radiant love. And it's really not the law of attraction, it's the law of radiance. As I radiate out more love, I'm the love around me, and more love comes in. Next week, our fourth talk on love is going to be about revolutionary love. The revolution will not take place. Well, the revolution will not be televised. That's it. The revolution will not be televised. It ain't going to be on TikTok or Snapchat or Grapevine or whatever the hell. It's going to be in consciousness. Love is a force for change in consciousness. So I'm super grateful. Thank you all for your comments. I'm so grateful, so thankful that you're here, so grateful that I get to deliver this and to just get to express myself. Thank you. Peace and richest blessings to you all. And we'll end with a little song like we started. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. I love you, Matt. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. All right. Our sharing will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you, love you, love you. Love me. I love me so I can love you, so that you can love you, so that you can start loving me. Love. Ciao, everybody. Thank you. Hey, Matt, thank you, Matt. Chef, smiling chef. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all. Blessings.